Cancer, if you've been carrying too much or feeling emotionally drained, this message is for you. Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to your March monthly tarot reading. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you for all your love and support. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss your spiritual guidance. This month is all about comfort, care, and reconnecting with what feels safe, familiar, and emotionally grounding. Stick around, my friends, and we'll see what the cards have in store. Hey there, beautiful Cancer souls. And welcome to your general intuitive tarot reading for the month of March. Apologies for my voice. I am still suffering with a cold, and I'm just going to ask for your patience. Hopefully I'll get it out. And I hope the energy of February wasn't too harsh on you. It definitely was a rock and roll month for a lot of people. A lot of, hits keep coming one after the other. This is a general intuitive tarot reading, so please remember that and just take what resonates with your heart and leave the rest for someone else. I've already asked for blessings for this reading, so let's just get all the cards out and then we can connect to the energies. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the Empress. You have the Hierophant. And you have the King of Cups. At the bottom of the deck here, you have this Six of Cups. And that's where I'm going to begin. Six of Cups is your theme. It's the overarching energy. And as a theme, that card tells us that you're feeling or could be feeling or reliving something connected to the past. Now, this could be about your childhood. There are two little children here on that image. Or to really something that's a sense of nostalgic comfort, all right? So a time period in your life when you felt comfortable and you felt good. I feel like for some of you Cancers out there, this is related to going somewhere, perhaps having, traveling somewhere, or having been somewhere in your life that is not necessarily related to your home, but somewhere else. So kind of like a travel or a traveling thing or a place that's nearby. This is what I'm feeling for somebody. But it was a familiar place that you've been. And it's like you want to return there. So like for some of you, that could be your hometown. For some of you, that could be a vacation spot that you loved or you really had a great time at once upon a time. You know, a lot of times we think about our, as I said, our hometowns. We go, oh, you remember, maybe going back there will, bring me a sense of peace again, or, okay. So I'm feeling that for some of you. For others of you, this might potentially be about connecting with old friends or family. I'm so sorry for the coughing and everything. I am getting the feeling that some of you are under a bit of stress, all right? So you're looking for, that's part of the reason why you're looking backwards. When we're under stress, we want to look back to a time when we're not stressed, or a time when it felt, as I said, more quiet. Something that, could bring you a sense of comfort, a place that could make you feel like you were cared for at in the past days, or even people who make you feel comfortable, right? So as I said, if this is you're uniting with old friends and family, then you're really feeling a bit more peaceful here. And for some of you, as I said, you could just want to be going to a spa or somewhere because that's where you felt great. For some of you, could be going on a trip that you remember being at, having a wonderful time, and saying, oh, I wish I could go back to such and such place. All right. Let's get into your first week here. 10 of Wands clarified by 8 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Well, let me tell you, this is a good reason if you want to travel, why you would want to travel in this first week, my friends. 10 of Wands says, you either have or will have a lot on your shoulders, a lot of responsibility. There's definitely something going on that feels emotionally heavy. You've been maybe focusing too hard on work. Maybe you have been just pouring all of your energy into a certain project that you're doing. Maybe you're just carrying too much of a load. All right. You feel like you're dried up. You feel like and you know it, right? High Priestess says, you know it. You know this is either not good for you, or that you should cut back, or that you're carrying too much. So, it's like you're the one who always holds it together. Okay? Or you are holding it together, so to speak, right? You're just barely holding it together, I think, at this point at the beginning of the month. So that could represent for some of you burnout. And burnout doesn't just happen like that, right? It happens because it's accumulated stress, accumulated work over and over and over and over. It's just building, 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 building. And then, boom, it can't take it anymore. Now, I feel like the 10 of Wands wants to tell you that if you want to take a break, all right, just to be a little cautious. And if you do, let's say you do want to travel because you have that 10 of Wands, my guides are just telling me Mercury retrograde. So be careful of the Mercury retrograde that will be going on in this time period, just because if you do decide to travel, there could be delays, or that's a bit of just a royal pain in the what, right, when it comes to schedules or technology and all of that stuff, right? So Mercury retrograde could make you miss your tickets or your flight changes and you don't know. Okay, so all to say that if you are going to travel or do something as a result of this feeling stressed or whatever, just to take the Mercury retrograde effects into consideration here, all right? But I want to move into the second week of the month, which feels so much better because you have the Empress, you have the clarified by the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. Because the Empress is about comfort. It's about nurturing. It's about unconditional care. It's about doing something for yourself. The Empress is about abundance. She's about nature, right? She's Mother Nature, right? So, combined with that Six of Cups, she's saying, go back now to that time and place. Do something for yourself, right? Bring it back, and in that doing something for yourself, you're going to bring yourself back with this Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of of courage, of conviction, right? It's a card of saying, hey, I believe in what I believe. But if you're drained, if you don't have the energy, it's very hard to stand up for yourself. It's hard to stand up for what you believe in because you just don't have any energy, period. Okay. So it's going to bring you back to the top of your game by taking this, either this time off, or even if you can't travel, if you don't have the money to travel, just, take some time for yourself, do something that, you know, take a day or two and, go out in nature, walk, do something that is for you. Okay. The Two of Cups could be potentially, you doing this with somebody, because Two of Cups is a card of relationships. But at the end of the day, it could also be between you and you. All right. So you're actually, I feel like there's a kind of association here with what made you feel good in your past, your childhood, your hometown or whatever. And I feel like you're ready to do something for you rather than than like, it's like you're hoping somebody will look after you, maybe by going home, right? That's what you're doing for yourself, is that somebody will maybe care for you in the way that you care for others most of the time, right? So this way somebody looks after you and not you doing the looking after. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get out here. Apologies if I'm not doing a really good job of getting the messages out. It's a bit of a tough one. Yeah, so I just feel like you're getting that feeling when you're going away to, someplace that feels familiar to you. Like, again, it could be vacation, but it's somewhere that you've been before. Now, part of that too is when we go on vacation, one of the greatest things is that we just love the fact that somebody else makes the bed, somebody else does the cooking. Why? Because you might go eat in the restaurant. You don't have to cook for yourself. You don't have to, do the cleaning. You don't have to, change the sheets. You don't have to, right? Somebody does that for you. So it's a way of almost nurturing yourself, is when you allow somebody else to do those things for you. So if you can't get away to have that done, then maybe somebody in the household where you exist right now can do that for you. And just instead of you doing the cooking, the cleaning, and all of that stuff, maybe it's, time to say to somebody, hey, to that other person in the relationship, I need you to help me out a bit. And that's what's going to revive you. It's going to bring you back a little bit. Okay. So you're allowing yourself to receive care. And I feel like some of you are doing that via a trip or some kind of travel. Okay. Now, apologies. I do feel like if you do go away to sort of get back this feeling in the month of March, I feel like it's going to be a little bit life-changing for somebody. And I'm not sure who that message is for, okay? But I do feel like for somebody else, you've decided to go away to obtain some kind of education, all right, with that Empress card, because that is also going to put you at the top of your game. It's going to nurture you. It's going to help you to develop your skills, all right? And it's nurturing because, again, you don't have to do all of this work. So if you go away, you're in a hotel, but you're on some kind of courses in the daytime because you're out of your home city, what have you, I feel like there's definitely something there that's an opportunity that'll be good for some kind of advancement for you. Yeah, and I feel like because we need to get away, that doing this is definitely going to ease things up, ease it for you, ease what's on your shoulders. Okay, so I'd say if you can, go without any worry, because this is something you sort of need to do for yourself. You get into the Hierophant, clarified by the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Now, I'd say that in this third week, this is where you add a layer to this nurturing of yourself, right? You're exhausted, you need to nurture yourself, you realize what you have to do, and then you say to yourself, you know, I need to connect here either to some traditions, some rituals, to some familiar structures. So if you do go back to your hometown, that in a way is connecting back to those familiar things that you had in your past, okay? So you're going to be maybe, learning about or reconnecting as opposed to learning, okay? You'll be reconnecting to some of these things on this journey, if you will, okay? You might be going back home to your family traditions if you are going back home. You could be reconnecting with a cultural or spiritual type of roots that you have. Something has to be definitely fulfilling for you here because you have this Ace of Cups, all right? Now, I also feel like you've sort of like reached the end of your line by this third week. So if you haven't gone by the third week, you're definitely going to just decide it and do a last minute pop off and say, I'm going, taking a day, taking the weekend, taking a long weekend, and that's it. No more. I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I'm doing this for myself because you need some kind of comfort. This is like a comfort calling. That's what this Ace of Cups is. It's a comfort call, and the phone's ringing, and you pick it up. You have to answer it. Okay, so I definitely feel like if you're going back to a familiar place or somewhere that you're going home, this all just feels really nice for you physically but also emotionally. All right, end the month with more of an emotional outcome, but really nice because you have that King of Cups clarified by the Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So the King of Cups is really, it's a lot of emotional balance, right? It's putting the head and the heart in the equal footing, so to speak. But it's also a card of maturity, okay? And calmness, okay? So that when the head and the heart are balanced, you can be in a much more calm, much more stable place with this Four of Wands, right? And a much more focused direction toward what you want to achieve, in month after, or what have you, or in the coming months or in the coming years. So it's sort of like this is your week of release, I feel, for some of you. You've released any stress that you've had so far. You're receiving care, and you've gotten the care that you needed. You're grounding yourself in what feels safe, right, in that Hierophant. And you're really getting some emotional steadiness here at the end of the month. And so you're just finding that right balance between, caring for yourself and, getting sort of bringing back the calm after the storm is what I want to say. I'm going to pull for you now an oracle card. You have a message for Cancer, please. What would you like to tell Cancer for March? What message would you like to give Cancer? Reflecting pool. Reflecting pool. And it says stillness. That's a lovely card because I do feel you need stillness. Give me a couple seconds. I'll read to you from the book. The spirit of the reflecting pool says, in silence you'll find the dwelling place of your soul. Take time to move into quietude, and you'll uncover a vast store of insight emerging within you. In ongoing situations in your life, hold back. Take time to reflect before responding. Yeah, you need time to reflect. You need time to be still. You need time to de-stress, whatever. All right, my friends, that's where I'm going to leave your reading today. I hope something resonates. I'll see you again very soon. Till then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.